Hi, this is my self-growth presentation. So my experiences with conflict scenarios I recorded, I think one of the positives were that I always had someone who was willing to help me record the video, whether that be like my brother or my dad or my boyfriend. I always had someone who was willing to act out like a scene or a scenario with me. I found when I tried to use like some squishmallows for that, I was like mixing up for who was saying what, and it was just a lot easier to have someone like be helpful with recording with me. Another positive from my scenarios that I recorded was I was able to gain more of a confidence when recording myself. Like in the beginning I had thought, oh no, these people are gonna watch me and critique me and hear me talk, but over time it was actually really helpful to hear what people had said back, and yeah, it was just really good. Overall, I gained more confidence in communicating, even though most of these scenarios were acted out and only a couple of them had really happened. It was still helpful to recall back on and be able to think, okay, well, in this scenario I had said this, but this is a real life thing, and I think that that's a good way to handle it. So it was actually helpful to think back on those. My real life experiences with conflict negotiation and de-escalation, I think the most helpful thing for real life for me was learning about redirections. Working in like a place with customers or food service, you deal with a lot of people that are either not happy about something they shouldn't be happy about, or hateful for no reason, or having a bad day. And you have to be able to figure out how to deal with each of those people individually. And I found that apology and humorous redirection was pretty good if someone was, upset, or, and kind of taking it out on me, depending on, who the person was. Like, you kind of have to feel out, like, if you can go like a humor way or an apology way. But those two were really helpful. Active listening was also really important to learn in my life, because I feel really valued when I feel like someone is listening to what I'm saying, and I have their full attention and they're not being distracted by other thing, they're really listening to what I'm saying. So I want other people to feel that way, feel that they have my full attention, and so I feel like minimal encouragements was really good. For me, I feel like that's what works best to show someone that I am like listening and that they have my full attention. Are people around me safer now? In a physical sense, I don't know that they are, but in a mind sense, I feel like they could be. I could say that they are a little bit safer. I feel like I can now pick up a lot more survival signs in public settings. My intuition, I feel like I've always had like a kind of gut feeling, but I've always like tried to quiet it and be like, oh well, that's not really happening. But I feel like after hearing about intuition and that it is a real thing, and to kind of trust your gut a little more, I have more recently. And I think that I just pay like more attention now when I'm out and about or at the gym. Like, I am more aware of my surroundings, as I was more so like kind of in my own little world before. How I can use these skills in the future, obviously working with customers or a lot of people, going into healthcare, I'm going to have to deal with people who aren't going to be happy all the time. And so I feel like a lot of these skills that I learned and techniques will be really helpful in that, and even like with my job now in food service. And at the gym especially is what I have been doing now and will continue to do in the future. Just having more of like a situational awareness, and trusting my intuition and looking at survival signs, how I'm feeling. I feel like those are all good ones that I can use in the future. Thanks for listening.